This is the best 1-2 combo you can buy to maximize fun and utility. So I have a few other cars that can do things these cars can do, but in a different way. So I have a 2019 McLaren 720S. It has more horsepower and more exotic, so obviously that can compete with the Vantage. But the Vantage has something the McLaren does not. It is more comfortable and has more convenient storage in the back and a more balanced, smooth drive for long distance travel. And I know that's not necessarily what you're always looking for in that. It's got over 500 horsepower and it can be tuned up to be probably around 700 without doing a lot to the internals of the engine. It's a twin turbo V8 and it sounds, in my opinion, better than the 720, and it still has that sleek, cool looking style, so it still turns heads, just in a different way compared to the McLaren. The competition for the G-Wagon, I have the Raptor that does all the off-road stuff and maybe even a little more than the G-Wagon, but it only has 2 doors, and it also only has storage as the bed, so weather factors do come into play, and it is just a giant gas guzzler. It's also the widest vehicle ever, so practicality as far as parking it and daily driving it gets a little bit hard. To where this has more horsepower, it's narrower, has 4 doors for the entire family, it has storage inside so you don't have to worry about your stuff in the weather, and it also just fits in parking spots and garages and those types of things that sometimes the Raptor's just not capable of fitting in. So I also have the Tesla. It has 4 doors, it has interior storage, it does not have a V8. That's a huge deal for me. Like, I love the sound and the burbles and all of that the twin turbo V8s in both of these, the 4-liter twin turbo V8s, give me. The G has more stock horsepower, but this is way under-tuned and can be turned into a monster if that's how you choose. And one of the amazing things about it is a 50-50 balanced car. So it's still a rear-wheel drive, but it's a mid-front engine with the transaxle behind the driver. So it really balances out the car in ways that only things like the S2000s and the Miatas can do. But this is an exotic and still turns heads and is absolutely amazing. So dollar for dollar, there's nothing out there that you can get that competes with these 2 cars, but I'm telling you, there's nothing better for what this is for the dollar, and there's nothing better for what this is for the dollar. When I say dollar for dollar, I don't mean it has to be in this price range. I mean, the performance and fun you get per dollar outweighs anything else on the market, as far as I can tell. What do you think? Am I missing something? Is there something out there better? As for the McLaren I mentioned, it is still at the dealership. It is getting a few little things that were annoyances. Nothing was broken, but those few little annoyances fixed under warranty, because the warranty was about to expire. So I decided I would take the couple of months it would take to get all of them fixed and get them fixed before I had to pay for them. The biggest time delay on it is there's some minor paint corrections going on, covered under warranty, which is awesome. McLaren covers that under warranty, but it takes a long time to get that paint to match. So their first attempt didn't work, taking it all the way back down to the base and starting over because they need it to match and be perfect, because that's what I want this car to be when I get it back, is absolutely perfect. And as soon as I get it back, I'll do a full breakdown on everything they did and what it looks like now. Stay tuned for that. Until then, I'm absolutely enjoying these 2 cars. I know it's a little weird that the McLaren hasn't been around. Now you know why, so don't worry, it's not gone yet. My favorite part about these 2 cars too, I own them. I didn't finance them because the rates that are going on right now at the banks, I feel like, are outrageous, and I cannot actually justify the additional money I would have to spend on each one making payments. So I took savings, deployed it to buy the vehicles, gets my money out of the bank so it saves against the inflation, and as long as I bought them right, it will hold my money in an asset that will get it back out and beat the inflation. So that's the plan with them. I own them. The only car I have a payment left on is the McLaren, so that's a pretty fun feeling. It's also where my focus is right now, is to minimize excess spending, putting my money in places where it can hold its value versus just losing in a savings account with the crazy inflation rates that are going on. which I can go over all that and my thoughts on that in more detail if you want. So let me know in the comments if that is something you're interested in. But until then, I'll see you on the next one.